Hello, medieval comrades, it's me, a perpetually distracted architect, and welcome back to Going Medieval. Now, since I last recorded this game, I actually did a live stream game on peace mode and did a bunch of building, and I learned a lot. So today, we're going to be actually applying some things that I've learned both from the comments and from playing this game on my own. So we're going to be able to fix some stuff. So if you're also somebody who has just started the game, maybe you'll learn something today that I've learned over the past, I don't know, 30 hours of playing this game. So the first thing that I'm going to do actually immediately is I'm going to change the collection, the harvest phase of our supplies here. So one thing that I noticed is that there's this harvest phase, like you can decide when they're going to harvest your farm stuff. And by default, it's just when stuff is ripe, which some of these beets are ripe. So you get a lot of beets, but only one beet seed. And we've been constantly running out of some of the seeds. And this is why. So usually what I would suggest is actually, and this is what I've been doing on stream, is I'll have a big field where we gather the ripe beets, and then I'll have a small field where we'll gather the going to seed beets. So you get like a ton of seeds from that, and then you can just keep replanting those. But because I want to keep this simple, I'm actually just going to switch it to flowering, which is going to reduce our overall food a little bit. Well, it's going to third it, but it's gonna increase the seed harvest a lot, and we won't have to make separate farm fields. So we're gonna do that with the carrots, the beets, and the cabbages. So just collect them when they're flowering. Oh, actually with the cabbages, I think we might switch to going to seed, just so that we get a huge amount of seeds at first. Honestly, let's do it with the carrots as well. The beets, however, they're a 5-5. We're going to keep the beets on flowering. We're going to put these on going to seed until we have enough seeds to actually fill this whole thing. We can still get food by hunting, but that's the first thing that I learned not to do. We also still have this, which is fine. We're just going to keep this on ripe. And the other thing is barley. We've been running out of barley, and I'm like, why are we running out of barley? We should be gaining more and more barley. And I believe what we're doing is we're actually cooking it. So if you check your permissions for cooking, so wherever you're cooking, whether you've got a stove already or not, make sure that you turn off barley as an ingredient for both your animal feed and your lavish and your meals. And that's going to make it a lot nicer. Now, I think that's kind of it. Did we have 2 stoves? I can't remember. Okay, we don't have a lot of food, but we can go hunting for some food. This is the first things that I was like, oh, I have to fix that immediately. By the way, some of this we did talk about in the comments. Thank you, David and TKO, for the comments. I've been really appreciating them and enjoying like the conversation there. Another thing that I learned is that people are unhappy if they go through the temple of the faith they don't like. So we might have to redesign this. Oh, there's wolves making noises outside. So we're gonna have to maybe redesign this, but it's not a priority because it's not a huge happiness penalty. But in order to get to this temple of restitution, they have to go through the shrine of the Oak Brethren, and that gives them an unhappiness, or at least that's what I've been taught. So make sure that your entrances are separate. We can totally make a ladder or something in this room, and then, you know, it's a pretty tight room, so we're going to have trouble doing it in a different way. But I think we should be able to stick a little ladder here. So let's deconstruct this chair. And actually, I don't think we have to deconstruct the chair. We'll just put a ladder over this window. It's not going to be as pretty, but it's going to get us where we need to be. Oh, can't be placed here? Excuse me. Oh, do we have to demolish this first? So it's actually been a while for me since we played this, because I recorded a bunch of episodes in one go, and then I haven't been touching this. I've been doing a separate build on stream. And so now I kind of also have to remember what we were actually doing. The last thing we did was this huge construction here, and I really think it's a little bit big, but you know what? We did it. It was kind of a big project, and I don't think we're going to make anything as big as this unless we do some kind of changing everything into one big fort. Oh, the other thing I learned. Okay, so this is really important. If you are new, make sure that you learn about the overview window and you go to domestic. So whenever I've needed to like thin the population of my goats or something, I always did this. I would go in and I would just look at like, where are the goats? Where are the male goats? Tag all the male goats and so on. You don't have to do that. By the way, oh, there's a wolf tailing these sheep. Can we tame these sheep? I saw some sheep earlier. We're going to tame these sheep. And then we're also going to... Can I get these archers out here real quick? I want to get rid of this wolf before it kills a poor sheep. Look, 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 look! You're in danger! No! Come on out, folks. Okay, they're coming out. So the other thing in the overview window, I've got to tell you about all this stuff. So I tamed a wolf and I didn't know. There's so much that I didn't know. I trained a wolf and I didn't know that you could train them for battle. You can train them for vermin control. And we're going to have Butterfly do some vermin control. And actually also dogs and wolves as well, I think. And a bunch of other animals can actually do carrying stuff, carrying tasks. They can haul stuff around. So all this time I've been hauling things by hand. But actually what you're supposed to do is get like a population of well-trained animals. And they can do a lot of hauling for you. And it really makes a lot of stuff easier. Okay, let's find this wolf. Hi, wolf. Do not attack that... Okay, you guys are a little bit close to that wolf. Not everyone missing. Okay, well done. Okay, you're no longer drafted. And you can prioritize hauling this. You can prioritize hauling this. We are gonna need some meat, so I might... I could have kept these guys out a little bit to catch some boar as well. Actually, we've got 60 meals. I think we're good for a while. Okay, so that's another thing. Probably a good idea to train this dog. Why is this dog not trained actually? Hold on. Overview. So I have multiple dogs. Is that the case? I have multiple dogs. So you could just find the dogs here and train them. And we could also train the cattle, but you know what? I have learned I don't like them running around, so I'm not going to train the cattle. And you can assign them. You can assign a trained animal to a person as well. It's a whole thing. And then the other thing is you can go to wildlife, sort by animal, and see if there's any more of those sheep that we would like. And look at that. There's indeed another sheep. And we can say, tame the sheep. Now, you could also say, hunt these animals, but I don't actually like this because if you just mark these animals for hunting, especially ones that can fight back, maybe the polecats we could just mark for hunting. But the reason that I wouldn't mark the big ones, such as the boar, the foxes, and the wolves, is because those have a chance to retaliate, and the AI isn't very good at staying alive if that's the case. So I still prefer to hunt those by hand and not have my people auto-hunt them. But yeah, that's a little something that I learned. What other things have I learned? Ooh, I'm having trouble remembering now. We talked about a couple things, but those are kind of the main things. Your barley, make sure that you're not overkilling your barley because, oh, I didn't even explain this. Oh, this is great. So the reason that you don't want to cook your barley is because your barley is, there's no seed. There's no barley seed. You reap the barley and then you plant the barley. It's the same. The result you get out of it is the seed. So unlike with carrots, let's say you get, you know, your 5 carrot seeds or your 5 beet seeds and then your 5 beet fruit. So you get 5 beet plus 5 beet seeds. You use up all your beets, you've still got your beet seeds and you can replant them. That's okay. But with barley, the only thing you get out is barley and hay. And you use barley to sow more barley. Your barley is the seed. Does that make sense? So you don't want to actually use up all your barley. So that's kind of what I want to do here is I want to build a huge supply of barley and then ferment that. Also, if you hear any noises, I think that was in the game, but we also have children running around. So if you hear any noises, that's what's happening. Okay, the other thing that I feel like we should discover. So let me see. I said I wanted to make rugs. Do we have... Let's look at our material, our textiles. We have a little bit of leather. We could try making a rug. Rug rush matting. Oh, you know what? We could also go for beekeeping though. I think we can unlock both. Beekeeping, my only problem with beekeeping is it's very loud when you're look. There's a dog delivering stuff. Hades. Yeah, when you zoom in on a beehive, on a skep, it's extremely loud. It doesn't even sound like bees. Bees have this like nice wholesome buzzing, and this sounds like almost like flies. All right, I don't know where I want this skep, but I'm gonna make, let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll try 4 skeps. And then, what other lessons have I learned? I feel like I learned more about cooking, but I've also forgotten the immediate stuff. I should have written it down. The one problem that I've also discovered is certain things take a little bit longer than I thought to make. So maybe like I've been smoking my meats instead of cooking raw meat. Is that still the case here? I used to do this and I wonder, okay, no, we're using raw meat. So for a while I was like, let's not use raw meat. Let's smoke the raw meat first. And then once it's smoked, we can then cook it if necessary. But actually, unless you really need to store it, smoking it is just an extra unnecessary step. Maybe that's obvious to people, but it wasn't obvious to me. Okay, let's see what we can trade. Who's our best person at speechcraft? Everyone's speechcraft is quite low. Okay, we have our best one. Lewald. Go and barter. Lewald, why are you in Spain? That person's gonna leave before you get there. What were you doing? Also, look at how many foxes and stuff. One thing that I'm a little bit concerned by is the low presence of iron in this map. The only iron that I know about is was here, wasn't it? There's some soil and there's rock. But yeah, where's the iron? That's salt as well, and there was some salt here. I think I remember some iron here, but literally just like 3-4 blocks of it. We might have to make a mine here. Okay, so, oh yeah, so the overview screen, actually, it gives you so much. It gives you like a good overview of your resources. It gives you direct overview over your items. Whoa, okay. Direct overview of your items. Never mind that. That was just some music just auto-played. And Yeah, over here there's a really good overview of your domesticated stuff. This is very useful once you have a huge farm, because you'll be able to just like, oh, you know, I'll accept why can't I speak? All of my goats except two or something, my male goats, I'll just get rid of them. And you just go slaughter, boop, 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 boop. And you just slaughter all of your male goats except one or two, you know, because you want to keep your goat population low or something. You want to keep it going from going out of hand. But also, if you domesticate them, they do. So domesticated animals will stay in your pen. Trained animals will walk around, like you see Duca here, or you know, Butterfly was a trained cat. But this is a good comparison, right? Because here we have a domesticated cattle versus a pet, which is trained. So if we would train, you can then go in your overview, and then for different animals, depending on what kind of animal they are, they can do battle, they can do vermin control, or they can haul. And in the case of some of them, they can do all three. And with the cattle, they can do hauling. And so Duca here can haul. Now, they still just kind of vibe sometimes. I don't actually fully understand what compels them to do what. Oh, our merchant has happened. Okay. So, I do want to buy these beet seeds because I want to kickstart stuff, and I want to buy this barley. And we're going to see if we can... Ooh, apple saplings as well. I'll take the apple saplings. Did we have some gold coins? We have one gold coin. I'll sell the gold coin. We could sell some animal feed. Let's see what else. Oh, another thing that I learned is really easy way to find, for example, if this person would sell animals, is go into sort by weight, because animals have no weight. So you just do boop boop, and here's all the animals that we have, and they have an ass. Now, if we could afford this ass, that would be amazing. An ass, by the way, is a donkey. I'm not just swearing at you. And I want these seeds as well while we're here. We don't need flax seeds. We have so many flax seeds, we actually don't need any. But the cabbage and carrot, that'll get us started as well with our, you know, kickstart our cabbage, carrot and stuff. Now, we could sell some chronicles, but this is quite a tough sell. Not 100. I think 100 is a little bit too much. Okay, so now let's switch to money. Oh, money that we get for selling stuff. So we don't want to sell any of our cattle, nor do we want to sell any of this stuff, but we do have some longbows and things that we've looted over from our enemies. Maybe we'll just sell these helmets. Don't want to sell a dog. Let's see, we're trying to get to this threshold. That's another thing I learned. I thought that giving them way more money is gonna make the relationship a lot better, but it turns out, at least from what it seems, as long as the trading is accepted, you still improve your relationship with them. It almost felt like, and I can't confirm this, but it almost felt like the relationship improved more if my bartering was, you know, a little bit cheeky. So we get the best deal we can instead of giving them a bunch of free stuff, which I thought was the best way to build a relationship. So we're still essentially, the balance is still in our favor here, but we should improve their relation, and we should also improve speechcraft this way. One alignment toward the band of the she-wolf, and I hope Luwild maybe gain some experience in that regard as well, in the speechcraft. So they're working towards it. Daily XP cap reach. So I feel like that's pretty much all the XP they got just now. That 1800. That's extremely good. Alright, so Luya, we've got Luya here preparing the food. We've got everybody working. Oh, did we make that hole here? Let's see if we can build that ladder. Da, 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 da. Why can't I place this ladder? Is it the window? Is it just because there's a window? Oh no, there's a beam. I didn't notice the beam. Okay, we can't place the ladder there, so let's put the thing back. Why is there a beam here? Through what logic, actually? I guess that's the only way we've got the middle supported. Oh well. We're gonna have to find a different solution. One that doesn't make people walk through this shrine they don't like. You know what we could do? I don't think there's a beam here. So we could make a ladder here. Okay. And then make a wall there. That's a little bit, you know, we're messing things up a little bit here, but that'll be okay. So these are just a few things that I learned. Overall, I also, playing on peaceful, the priorities were a little bit different. You know, I could take my time and just build. We built this huge structure and I wanted to do these hanging gardens and stuff, but it actually turns out the game got a little bit slow. So we ended up giving up on that a little bit. But the plan was nice. The plan was nice. If you'd like to see it, let me know. I might do a showcase of what we built. It was this huge structure. We dug out a ton of the floor and then a ton of the ground and then built up this like columned, tiered structure with gardens on top and then buildings inside. So it was essentially like a giant, yeah, hanging gardens on the outside, but like living quarters and stuff on the inside. It was really, really cool. I didn't make it as beautiful as I wanted to. I wanted to make statues and stuff, but it turns out crafting a statue took one of our settlers like an entire day. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Okay. The other thing that I've been thinking about is just making this wall a little bit thicker so that we can walk on it. And also, I'm trying to think what we want to put here. We could grow our settlers, you know, try and get even more people. I think for now, everyone has their own bedroom. I kind of don't remember. We've got 1, 2... No, we've got 3 people living in shared bedrooms. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make bedrooms up here. I might save that for next time as a next time plan. But for now, I'd like to see... How did I make the game go fast like that? I'd like to see... we unlocked the rug making. Where does the rug come from? Where do we make rugs? Produced in sewing station. Okay. We have a sewing station here. So we can decide what kind of rug we want. But I think we don't have to decide. And I just want to say until we have, let's say 3 rugs. Just, you know, out there. Alright, let's speed up the game because it's nighttime. Oh, maybe that's why the game auto sped up. I just clicked a weird button and at the same time it sped up. I don't like how much stuff there's lying around here. Maybe we still need to designate somebody to clean stuff up. Or actually, probably not. As soon as we train more animals, we'll be fine. Oh, also for honey, you just have to say forever. Produce honey forever. It produces itself, but it takes a while. What was that? Did one of the trees just self-combust? That was scary. Okay, where's the music? We have no music today. I'll try to fix that. Look at this beautiful... I don't think any music... Last time I tried it, you had to restart the game to get the music to play, but maybe... Oh no, it works. There we go. Okay, nice. Okay, I made it a little bit too loud. A little bit too much music. A little bit too much music. There we go. There we go. Alright. Did we get those apple seeds? The band of the she-wolf. Yeah, we got those apple seeds. Now, what's going on over here? Is there a way to get more saplings? Probably not. We just need to make sure we chop down these trees when they are cuttable. Oh, that's another thing that I've learned. I think we learned this before, but I'll just say it in this video in case you're somebody who's also learning. One thing that I noticed is, you can see it here. We have these two places where we're planting the apple trees, but actually the trees themselves will sort of spread naturally. So you can see this here as well. We need to manually constantly cut in between these lines because the trees will... Oh, it is a bit loud, isn't it? Shh. Because the trees will spread automatically. So you want to put down your apple trees and your valuable trees that you want to spread. You want to give them a little bit of space. You definitely don't want to do what I did here. This is probably a waste of your seeds. So instead, you might want to do it like this. So you have like one. This is what I'm talking about. Loud bees. The bees are very loud. You want to do it like this, and then you want to copy it. And then, if you still want to automate the cutting down of the trees, here's another trick you can do. So the trees will spread by themselves, but right now, the process is like this, right? Let's just take a random empty zone. This will be best illustrated here. Let's say that I want an apple tree here. That apple tree is going to grow, and then it's going to put down little apple trees by itself. It's going to propagate around this tile. And so around it, there will be new baby trees that we didn't spend any apple sapling to get. So it's bonus free apple trees. But they won't be automatically gathered. They won't be automatically tended like these ones here. These ones here are not automatically gathered, tended, or cut. So for that, what you want is you want to designate another separate area. So we want to have like this. We want to have the area in the middle. This is the area where we sow the tree and we cut it down once it's fruitless. For the surrounding area, we basically want the same thing. We want to pick the fruit when it's ripe, and we want to cut the trees down when they're fruitless. We don't want to wait until they're dead because then you don't get any apple saplings back. However, here's the trick. Just click Don't Sow. That way, this apple tree is sown, it grows, it propagates little baby apple trees around it, it gets cut down, we re-sow it, and it keeps doing that. These apple trees that are then propagated will also get picked, but we're not going to sow the area around it. So that's what I would do here as well. For this area, we're going to say don't sow these trees anymore, please. And instead, I'm just going to designate an apple tree zone like this. And I'm going to say don't sow. So we're still going to gather them. We're still going to cut them down, but we're not going to add new ones. And for this zone, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to say this is my apple tree zone. And don't sow. So we only sow the apple trees. You can see them in a different color here, this green and pink and yellow. We're only going to sow our apple trees in these zones, and we're going to cut down the trees if they grow outside of that. And that is how we're going to save on some apple tree stuff. And hopefully, over time, this is going to produce a lot more apples. If I was going to make an apple orchard, I would make it elsewhere than this. I think this was meant to be temporary anyway, I don't remember. We might change this eventually, now that I think of it. Alright, let me see. Have these, is anyone doing anything here? No, we're just waiting for resources. Okay. Alright, I feel like this is a good return for me. This is a nice little thing. We learned a few lessons. I hope if you are a newbie and you learned something here with me today, that's also awesome. Let me know. Let me know. Honestly, it's been a while since I recorded one of these, so it's nice to get back into the saddle. Now, here's the thing. We're going to continue playing this, but I'm actually kind of scared that I'm not going to be able to migrate my save. I'm a little bit like confused how that's going to work. If you don't know what I'm talking about, they're going to change how saves work. And for previous games, pre-existing games, we're going to have to migrate our save over to the new way of doing it. And I skimmed it earlier and I was like, oh, what if I do it wrong? What if I accidentally destroy the save? What's gonna happen then? We're not gonna be able to continue this game. So I had a small panic attack about that, but I want to keep playing this as long as we can, and definitely finish this upper floor, and then we're gonna need to find new things to do as well. Let me know if you have any ideas for what else we could do, or if you have any tips that I've missed. Anything that you've seen me do over these past videos that you're like, you forgot about that. Because yeah, definitely learned a lot since we last played this game, and also forgot what we were doing in this particular town. So both of those reminders would be very useful. All right, that's that for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do all the things that you do when you've enjoyed a video. You can definitely comment, because I do love reading those. And stay tuned for the next one. Also, there's probably going to be other videos coming for other games as well. It really depends on my time. I've been streaming a lot lately, so a lot more than usual as well. So come over to twitch.tv/lulling and say hi there. You can say hi live and we can have a little chat. I really enjoy chatting with people, so if you want to come say hi, that would be wonderful. And that's that for me. Have a nice rest of your life. Goodbye.